I got sidetracked while looking at one of my other partner's posts. The singer. The one who I'm slated to get legally married to. But it's a lot to unpack regarding other things that have been getting mirrored as I get prepared for the life that I want to live and do my part to create said life. As you guys know, I do have a Ko-Fi page where all tips and donations are to go. And I will now be including, where appropriate, corresponding blog posts with at least some episodes. Hell, it could even turn into all the episodes. There's no telling where that will go, but we'll see how that's like. Putting corresponding blog posts with episode uploads on Ko-Fi, with even more details and reflections than were shared during the vlogs themselves, for a hint of exclusive content. I also have another surprise up my sleeve, which I will include in the description box down below if you don't have TikTok or don't use it. And I'll talk to you guys real soon. So here we are the next day. Excuse that. I'll get rid of that eventually. Exfoliating each week. I've gotten the permanent crown put on my back tooth just now. So, we were going to reflect more on this heart space thing today. Thankfully, they had me in a fairly mind-numbing role that didn't have me walking too much due to the pain that was causing. Yet, funnily enough, if I'm walking on other terrains outside of work and am wearing either minimal footwear or am completely barefooted, I don't have nearly the amount of pain or flaring that would otherwise be caused. But here we go. The heart space thing. Here we go. So, that was the theme of this past Sunday's message at church. Regular, over and over again with the heart space thing, during meditation and whatnot. I was more distracted and about trying to find my other boyfriend, who I've been calling Raul, who I've been with for almost 5 years now. It's one of them. I will explain the context later. Not context, sorry. Context later. If you are polyamorous yourself, or you know somebody that is, or both, then you know what I'm talking about. But he's still been looking for me, and I him. And I first mentioned my Ko-Fi page. That was on Sunday. Amongst some new church pals. Well, not so new, but it had been a while since I caught up with them. I mentioned that in a previous Ko-Fi post, for context. And now, well, a couple days later, at work, I asked for, what's this heart space thing like? Exactly. While doing a mind numbing task, splitting duty. If you work any of the Amazon warehouses, you probably know what I'm talking about. But it's fairly mind-numbing once you get the hang of it. To give context. Then, break time. I went ahead and tried one of the tamarind candies for Hispanic Heritage Month this month. It's wonderful, but a bit spicy. And then during splitting, felt something here, and then extending down to here, which could have something to do with some other part of the halo system being switched on. I've had it going on around here now since November, which I'll explain how that happened. Actually, when I explain the full story with one of the partners, whom I'd been calling DJ for privacy's sake, when I tell the whole story, I will mention how that got switched. And preferably with said partner at my side. Because thankfully, he's generally a healthy guy to begin with. Pardon me for going off on tangent. But nonetheless, it's down here. And once again, let's see if it happens again. Yeah, it seems like it's trying to wake up there. And I'm not talking sexual arousal or anything like that. There's this article about the halo system that says in women that it will go from nipple to nipple. I wonder if it happens in men too, since men also have breasts, just not like we do. I guess that's all for now, since I'm having a hell of a brain fart. If it comes back to me later, then I'll be right back with you. So, to relate to one of my non-romantic goals not related to driving, I went ahead and shared the care hug heart emoji to a great friend of mine who's about to be moving a couple states down soon. And trust me, they are a sweetheart, cool, and I swear to you, you will immediately feel safe around them. I know I always have in their physical presence. And would be happy to visit them, and I have no doubt them, me, and they, me, I meant to say, but it got stuck. Excuse me. But maybe one day, not maybe one day, I know for a fact that one day they will appear alongside me. They're actually a he. And what am I gonna call him? Let's call him David. Yes. We'll do David. It's close enough to It's close enough to his actual name that it would protect privacy and be easy to remember. And speaking of that, I'm taking some steps to be able to actually include other people beside me during episodes. Finally, despite some minor turmoil going on right now, I should say a minor storm, which I'll be ready for maybe within the next couple of weeks, maybe a month tops. I gotta document that down too. My leg fell asleep. I didn't have my together for this segment, so pardon if I seemed to be getting stuck. And I'll be back with you very soon. Either later tonight, maybe tomorrow, or perhaps within the next couple days. I'll see you guys later. As I get ready for work and have my shawl at the ready because of the crazy transitional early fall, late summer weather. We're actually in early fall, mid-fall. It was chilly yesterday, but I have my shawl with me just in case, because, you know, the drill with weather for me and my body. But as I find my groove about doing corresponding Ko-Fi blog posts in addition to these episodes, which I think I could swing once I find the groove, which I may be doing, it should sail smoothly. I almost was going to say smooth sailingly. That would be a weirdo slang. I'm sure other people have slipped that one out. But let's get started exploring this unpacking thing. And quite frankly, I haven't been sure where to begin with the unpacking. That's one thing I have to say about it, is other areas I haven't been sure where to start with unpacking. Any unconscious or subconscious tapes and what have you that now have reflected back in some way or the other. And we're talking the not so favorable tapes versus the more favorable. As I prepare even my nervous system to receive what I've been calling in down here as I have up there, if you will. My mother's partner sometimes has reflected back society's assumptions about people like myself who are neurodivergent. And of course, what he knew of the old me versus what I'm evolving into now. And another who I would like to see be more open-minded, even though he previously displayed some judgmental, close-minded behavior and ignorant behavior. Because if somebody wants to humble you, there's a chance that in one tiny way you could be doing one small thing right as far as inhabiting certain desirable states. And I'm talking about a very tiny modicum, but of course you gotta handle that with extreme care, because you don't want to become arrogant. You want to be confident. Confident, but not arrogant. I have to break the clips up so I don't overload my storage. Here I am now, on a lovely Friday afternoon. And boy, oh boy, let's just sum things up in order to protect privacy. But someone I was trying to take things slow and explore things with, I had to step away from because the other side had displayed some unhealthy behavior toward me. I'll put it this way. While your feelings are always valid, the behaviors like threatening suicide and then blaming the other party for their choices, like the person threatening suicide, threatening to blame you for it, that's not valid or healthy. Nobody deserves that. And how can we attract the love we deserve if we use those kinds of manipulative behaviors and say stupid things that we shouldn't be saying if we're angry? Let's just say you're not going to have a very easy time of calling it in, let alone being able to truly maintain it long term, if you know what I mean. And there are other details that I'll have to keep under my hat for privacy's sake. But I had to step away from that after calling out that behavior and repeatedly telling that person that they gotta get help first. And I'll just leave it at that. If anything else develops, then I'll tell you later. But right now I'm waiting for my other partner, the hotel worker, one of them, whom I've been calling Marvin. That's my age. I should probably call him the same age partner. Or Marvin, the same age hotel worker, to differentiate each one by occupation and age. But in some respects, that particular potential that I just described as having behaved in ways that are not healthy, like saying manipulative things because they are hurt or disappointed, or maybe felt attacked at being called out or defensive. We all get defensive sometimes, but once that line is crossed, let's just say it's not pretty. Pardon my brain farts, but that's all for now, and I'll be back later.